For those of you who don't know me, I'm Orc Hunt founder and publisher Craig Steele, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about filming specifically or taking pictures, and how it's not just for because you want to produce a video or you want it to be a celebrity, you want your face to be known, or you want to show off to your buddies. You know, I want to talk about the purposes of how you really can use it to get better. I like to film because for me personally, I can go back and I can pull digital images off of the frames, and although they may not be as high as quality as some Digiscoping setups, I can still do that, but then I have the actual live footage. But taking pictures, there's better, more expensive setups than what I have here. Obviously my optics are the most expensive part of this. This is a $300 Sony Handycam with this Carl Zeiss lens, topped with a Koa tripod or scope adapter on my Koa Big Eyes dual mounted scopes with a custom plate and obviously a good tripod. But so that's kind of my setup right there, and I always try to upgrade to get more clarity, and there's more there's systems out there that are a lot clearer than this. But you can use just where's my iPhone? You can use just a smartphone, and you don't even have to have an adapter, although it's a pain in the butt. And there's a lot of good adapters out there that you can mount your smartphone to, and you can take pictures or a little bit of video. And the reason it's going to help you in the field judging process is you can go back and you can come out of the environment, because a lot of times I get jacked up. Everything's a big buck or a big bull when I first see it. But then when I get to actually study it and watch it and film it, and then come back and dissect it at home, and then maybe look it over with my partner or a few different people that that I really value their opinion, I can kind of dissect the animal, or I can dissect that animal. Another thing is lighting. Animals, sometimes their horns, depending on morning, afternoon, midday, time of year, or later in the evening, their horns reflect the light different, or antlers, and a lot of times it can make that animal look bigger or smaller. And so if you film them from different, or take pictures at different times of the day and can compare those. And then also another thing that I've noticed is when I'm real close to an animal looking at them, distances will make that animal look different to me. If I'm zoomed back on an animal or looking at him through my tins, a lot of times he looks a lot bigger than when I just kind of zoom in, or when I'm on a higher power, or I'm closer up and I'm looking at just a headshot out of the animal. It just changes things. And so you really have to pay attention and compare the right distances, the right lighting, those pictures or those scenarios to one another to be able to accurately field judge better. And then once you start building up your library, so to speak, you can go back and look at images and video of animals that you've killed or guided that are of a certain size, and then you can start comparing. Well, this buck's bigger than this buck, and this or this ram is bigger than this ram because of Y, and try to compare the pictures or images or video that were filmed at the same distances, the same time of day. That's kind of that next level stuff with field judging that I haven't heard anybody talk about, that really is one of the reasons why I do this a lot. I want to be accurate, and I want to have the most information I can. Number two, another reason, okay, say you're like, Craig, man, I'm not hunting for a record buck animal. I just want to, I'm a bow hunter and I hunt a lot by myself. I do that a lot, I hunt a lot by myself. And so one of the advantages of being able to scope, or even if you're hunting with a buddy and you live in a state where you can't use radios, or you don't want to use radios, or you don't want to use your phone to communicate back and forth when you're in the stalking process, is when you take a picture or you take a video of basically that landmark that's out there, you can go back, and when you're sitting there under the tree stalking that buck in the middle of the day, you can go back and say, okay, and you're looking at it from a different angle now, but you can use those landmarks, have a better sense of where you're at. One of the hardest things, and I talk about this with my buddy Mike all the time, one of the hardest things when you don't use communication to be able to put a stalk on an animal is knowing where you're at, especially if the country's flat. Most guys, they have to see, they want to see. You need to landmark stuff, and by using a camera and taking pictures of where that buck's at or where that rock is at that you need to get to, you have references you can go off, and it puts you that much more at ease. So those are two reasons, outside of wanting to be a celebrity, outside of wanting to get clients, outside of showing off to your buddies and to your family, that the reality is this will make you better.